hunt bugs by Teddy Snuggletail for comfy corner time. Many, many moons ago, in a classroom far, far away, there was a young girl called Lala, who had a habit of turning the most ordinary days into extraordinary adventures. On one of these days, when the birds were singing on the riverbank, Lala's teacher, Mr. Reed, handed out a special school project. He said to all the children, with a twinkle in his eye, "Your mission, should you choose to accept it, is to count and name as many different species of insects as you can find along the riverbank. Take your canoes and explore." The children's eyes widened with excitement. Clutching their notebooks and pencils, they ran down towards the beach, hearts aflutter with the promise of fun. Each child was allocated a small piece of riverbank which they had to explore. They were told how very important it was that they did a good job, or the experiment wouldn't work. Lala climbed into her canoe and she paddled along the river. She couldn't help but notice the inviting coolness of the water. It was a warm day, and she just wanted to dip her toes in. A playful breeze whispered in her ear with promises of laughter and splashes. She took off her shoe and was about to put a toe in the water when a small voice in her head said, "You must be consistent, Lala. Mr. Reed asked you to explore your stretch of the riverbank." Lala huffed heavily and shrunk back in her canoe a little deflated. Determined to complete her project properly, she pulled herself together and sat up in the boat. Notebook in hand, she started counting insects. There were colourful butterflies, busy little ants, teeny tiny beetles, and many buzzy bees. The sun climbed higher in the sky, and the temptation to jump in the river grew stronger. Lala knew she had to finish the task in hand, yet the water seemed so cool, and the sun was getting so warm. She made her way around a bend in the riverbank, from where she knew Mr. Reed couldn't see her. She sat in her canoe, thinking, drumming her fingers on the side. I could just have a little swim, nobody would know. But to her surprise, it was the words of Mr. Reed that washed over her, not the cool, calm water. "In a world of dreams and tasks to do, consistency counts, it's tried and true. With steady steps our work we do. Your dreams will thrive when the task is through." With a newfound air of determination to get the job done, she hesitated no more and got stuck into the task at hand. As she approached the end of her assigned stretch of riverbank, Lala noticed a dragonfly. Its wings were wet and flat as it struggled in the water on its back. It was completely stuck and couldn't fly or climb out. Lala's heart sank with concern for the poor little thing. Without hesitation, she scooped up the fragile little insect and placed it gently on her canoe. She knew she had to help. The dragonfly lay there drying its wings in the warm sunlight, slowly coming back to life. Lala marvelled at its iridescent beauty. When the dragonfly was finally dry, it fluttered its wings in gratitude. To Lala's utter amazement, it spoke. "Thank you, Lala, for being consistent. If you had not finished your project properly, you might have missed me, and that would have been terrible." Lala's eyes widened in astonishment as the dragonfly extended its delicate little leg and Lala gently shook its tiny hand. Then, with a joyful twirl, the dragonfly soared up into the sky. Lala smiled as her task was finally complete, and in staying consistent, it had led to the most unexpected surprise. So remember the rhyme, and maybe you too will have an unexpected surprise whilst you're completing your tasks. In a world of dreams and tasks to do, consistency counts, it's tried and true. With steady steps our work we do. Your dreams will thrive when the task is through.